Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm just going to do a quick review on my brand new 2016 Camaro SS. 1SS, it has the cloth seats, stick shift. I did do a quick walk around of my car and do a little bit of a review. So if you want to see that video, check it out. It's a walk around, you see the outside, you see everything about it, I'll show you the little things. This is mainly a driving video, but go ahead and check out my other video. I'll put a link in the description. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So start up. Alright. And it chimes. Let me roll the windows up. Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. So put my seatbelt on. First gear. Okay, so the first thing about this car that I noticed is the clutch. I love the clutch in this car. This was my first stick shift car, so it took a little bit of getting used to, but I kind of already knew I drive stick before this. But this is my first stick shift car. The clutch was really easy. I don't know if it was just me, I was a fast learner, or if this car's clutch was really easy. But I've driven other people's cars and everything, so this is an easy clutch. So if you're looking for a stick shift and don't know if you want it or not, see if you don't know how to drive it, get it, because this clutch is easy and you will learn very quickly. So first gear, perfect, no problems getting off. So about this car, first thing, I'll just tell you the first thing that I absolutely love about this car is obviously the power. That's what everyone loves about this car. But the one thing about this car is it is smooth. I've driven other SS's and they're not smooth. They're not smooth. It's a rough ride. But this car it's light on its feet. This does not have the magnetic suspension. But you don't even need it. I'm not going to lie, you do not need it, because this car was just built on the Alpha platform, which is just amazing. So I'm driving down the street right now. I'm in fourth gear. I'll definitely do a couple pulls for you guys. But the interior of this car is just a great place to be. You can check the interior of this car out in my other video. But first things first, this driving, the way you drive in this car, you sit down, you get in the car, and the first thing you'll really notice is that you're pretty low to the ground and the front windshield is super small. You notice that the front windshield is super small, and it kind of feels, a lot of people say it's like you're driving a tank or something like that. I personally think it's kind of like you're driving or flying an airplane. It looks like an airplane. Have you ever been in the cockpit of an airplane? It feels like that, because this is so small. You have windows, like you can see, like my hand is basically the entire window. So you do not have the best visibility in this car, but you definitely get used to it, because I've driven this car for about 3 months and the visibility is not an issue. When I first got into the car, it was an issue, but that was because I was really trying to learn at first how to drive the car. But now that I know how to drive and I'm not worried about anything like that, the visibility is not bad at all. You get used to it. After driving this car for like a week, you'll be perfectly fine. And one of the other things that's really cool about this car is that you have the rev match downshifting. And so basically, I'll do it right now, is just, you don't have to, basically rev match downshifting, you guys should know what that is. You hit the clutch and you downshift. You don't have to hit the gas or anything. It does all that for you. So you can downshift and take off. So you don't even have to do that. You don't have to heel toe, you don't have to do anything like that. And when you're slowing down, it's a great way to slow down. I use this all the time. So another great thing, I'll tell you one thing I do not like about this car, so I'm saying a lot about what I do like. One thing I don't like about this car is the shift. Okay, so when you start, it's first gear, then if you try to shift, it takes you from first gear to fourth gear. It locks you out of second gear, and it makes you go to fourth gear. That's the only gear that's open. I hate that, because you'll just be driving around, you'll be in a parking lot. That was a downshift, I don't know if you guys heard that, but you'll be in a parking lot, driving 15 miles an hour. You're trying to go from first gear to second gear. You can't. They make you go to fourth gear. So you're in fourth gear going 10, 15 miles an hour, and your RPMs are way too low. So that's one of the things I hate about this car. But you can buy a pretty cheap chip to put into your car to replace it and make it so you can go into second gear. But it only happens at certain times and certain points. So it's not that big a deal. It's no reason to not buy this car, because it doesn't happen that often. And if you hate it that much, as I basically do, you can get a chip and put it in for pretty cheap. It's under 50 bucks, and just put it in and you're perfectly fine. The other thing that I love about this car is that the sound. It's stock. That's what I love. It's stock and it's loud. I have not put an exhaust or done anything to my car yet. So that's one of the things I love about it. And let's go ahead. I'm about to come up to some roundabouts and basically going to test the suspension and see how it handles and how it rides. Because I know a lot of people don't think Camaros handle very well. And in the past, yes, that may be true, but I'm telling you, this is a completely different story. I'll do a quick pull for you right here. So that was first gear, 3,000 RPMs. And this thing pulls hard. You get thrown in the back of your seat. You will get into a lot of trouble if you do not control yourself in this car. If you do not have self-control, do not get this car, because this car will get you into trouble. As we're doing a few roundabouts here, this car stays planted. I can tell you that right now. This car stays planted. When you're going around turns, around roundabouts, you don't have to worry about the tail end. You don't have to worry about too much the tail end kicking out, because you know it's going to kick out because the rear 455 horsepower to the rear wheels. Yes, you're going to get a little squirrely. That's one of the reasons why I love this car. When I did that pull back there, traction control kicked on a little bit, and it kind of took away a little bit of power. But I'll tell you, in this car, the handling is great, okay? People bash on the Camaros for having bad handling. It's just not true. Like, I'm going around these roundabouts right here, and I'm just staying planted. I'm staying planted. So, you know, don't not get this car because of handling, because this car handles. You try to turn, you stick and plant, you're perfectly fine. This car is great with that. And I'll go ahead and talk about another thing in this car, is that the shifter is absolutely phenomenal. I love the shifter. Some people who have this car, I know a few people who have this car as well, they don't like the fact that when you put it into gear, you don't exactly know that that's the gear you put it in. You second guess yourself a little bit, and that is true. You second guess yourself a little bit with the shifter, but it's in perfect, you know, it's pretty quick. It's not that long. It's pretty short shifter, and I love the shifter. That's the only bad thing about it, is sometimes you second guess where, if you're in the right gear or not, when you just throw it down. But that's not really a problem, as long as you know what you're doing and you know your car. You get used to it over time. Now I know whenever I'm shifting that I'm in the right gear. So that's one of the good things about this car. I'm trying to think some bad things to tell you, but I really don't. And obviously I'm a little bit biased because this is my car. I own it. Spots in this car are, let me turn here. The sweet spots in this car are 4,000 RPMs in first gear on a pull. That is the best spot to do a pull in this car. I'm telling you, this car is as fast as any car I've been in from 4,000 RPM pull. And this car just hauls so fast. It throws you back a seat when you do. Obviously it's so fast from a stop, but all my pulls I do from 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs. That is the sweet spot in this car. And then one thing about the power band in this car is it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. You floor it and you're at 1,000, or you floor it, you're at 2,000 RPMs. You're gonna get there's no dead spot in this power band. You pull, you're pulling all the way through, which is amazing. And then I'll tell you another sweet spot in this car is when you're going about, I'd say about a little over 50, maybe 52, 53 miles per hour. And then you're in like third gear at 50 miles per hour. Then you downshift from third to second and do a pull from there. You just downshift from third to second and you go. That will throw you in the back of the seat as well. That is a very fun thing to do in this car. So this car is this is my car. I'm telling you, like, this is the car that I've wanted for a really long time. So yes, I'm a little bit biased about it, but this car is a great car. This is, you know, I can't really say that many bad things about it. The one bad thing that I really hate about this car is, well, I wouldn't say I hate it, it just gets really annoying, is the shifter, how it kicks you out a second. Other than that, this car is great. This car, except for, well, if this is the car you're looking for, this car is great. This car is for the person who, you know, doesn't need to fit a whole bunch of people in the back seat, looking for great power, you know, also a very, very fun car to drive. You know, this car, you cannot go wrong with getting this car, because there's not a lot, the only thing is there's not a lot of room in the back seat, but I have fit 4 people in my car for about 3.5 hours before, multiple times, and different people as well. But they were a little bit shorter. They were maybe about 5'6", 5'7". The other ones are about 5'3". But if you have to, you can fit someone in the back. It's not like you have absolutely no back seat, where if you have to put someone back there, they won't be able to fit. If you have to put someone back there, they can go back there, and you can drive for, you know, not a long time, but long enough to get to where you need to go. So that's one of the good things about this car, is that you have a back seat that is semi-usable. And if you don't have a lot of people back there, you can just throw your stuff back there, which is perfect. So this car is just basically the car that I like. I've driven a lot of other cars. I've driven, my brother, he has a Subaru BRZ. I've driven that. You know, I've driven other SS's. I've driven some AMG Mercedes and everything like that. But this car right here is my favorite, because, you know, just the power that you have, the control that you have over your car is insane. I feel like I have complete control over my car 95% of the time. Sometimes, you know, you turn traction control off or do anything like that, then it gets a little squirrely. But all in all, this car is literally like one of the best cars that I can see for the price, because I got this car under 40 grand for about 40 grand. So I don't see any other car that you could get almost half as much as the stuff you get in this car. So my basically opinion on this car is that it's great. You know, well, this is my car, so I'm basically reviewing my own car, so I can't really say too much bad about it. But, you know, this is a car for someone who's looking for this. If you're looking for this, you know, people looking at the Mustang, maybe a Challenger, another muscle car, or something like that, this is the one you want to pick. This will run miles around the 2016 Mustang GT. It's just a fact. Everyone knows it. This will run miles around it. But don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the Mustang GT, and I love the Challenger. I was looking into both of those cars before I chose to buy this one. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing them at all. I love those cars, and, you know, everyone has their own, you know, their own taste and their own style. So don't get me wrong, I love both of those cars, but I personally think that this is the better of the three, especially with this new 6th gen platform. This platform on the Alpha platform, you know, the Cadillac. So I just think this platform just makes this car on a whole new level. I was just at the gas station before I recorded this video. I had some guy come up to me and ask me about it, started talking to me about it. You know, I was at the SS and what's better, and, you know, so we had a pretty good conversation about it. But I'm about to close out this video, and there's definitely gonna be more videos to come. If you guys want me to talk about certain things about this car, or you want me to review my brother's BRZ, drive that, or you guys want me to compare this to the other SS that I've driven, or maybe the Mustang or anything else, just let me know. But as far as this video, I'm just gonna close it out saying that this car is amazing, and you really should. I'm not gonna tell you to go buy this car, because this car may not be for you, but I want you to take a serious look at it. And, you know, if this is where your price range is and this is what the type of car you're looking into, definitely give this a good look. I'm not saying buy it, just give it a fair chance, take a look at it. And you know, that's about it. I'm gonna close out this video. So thank you for watching. Just go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below and give me some more ideas of what to come out with. I'll do a video of my exhaust and everything like that in a few days, something like that. So just go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.